This week, the Swiss Superman gets steamrolled, Eva-Lution is inevitable, and zombies ate my Miz and Morrison. Welcome to the Full Nelson Press. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Full Nelson Press. My name is Brandon Kirkpatrick. I'm here with my co-host Peter O'Brien. Make sure you subscribe to the Full Nelson Press on YouTube and find our audio feed on any podcast app. Pete, it's WrestleMania 37, the Backlash cut.
Oh yeah, the Backlash cut. Let me tell you, it is just as bad as the original. So, they added a little more. Some of the matches went too long, just like the Snyder cut. So, let's get into it. I don't know if you know that there's a movie coming out. I barely saw any advertisement for it.
Straight up, let's just get it out of the way. Since WWE has joined Peacock, the ads have doubled. And then when you put the Army of Darkness or Army of the Dead advertising on top of that, I felt like this was just like a 3-hour advertisement.
Oh, it definitely was. Viva Las Zombies. That movie is coming out, and let me tell you, I guess I'm interested. I don't know. I was
interested before the pay-per-view. I didn't need this to watch this movie. Also, you have Ric Flair who's doing insurance commercials. They have everyone else is doing either cricket or mobile app commercials. It's too much. It's too much for a company that's making so much money.
Exactly.
That you don't need to be doing this.
And I guess when you really think about it, Backlash should have just been WrestleMania Backlash cut ads of the future.
Right?
It was just a big commercial.
So one person who did not participate is Daniel Bryan. I don't know if he's with the company anymore. They put him in the alumni section. I saw reports saying that his contract's up. I don't know if that means he's actually gone from the WWE, but
I hope he is.
Yeah, where do you want to see him go?
AEW or New Japan, because they can give him a lighter schedule, but look at that. Christian, he just pops on once in a while, does an ad or something, or does a speech, but then he hasn't wrestled every week. Daniel Bryan could do that. He wants to be closer with his kids. And I think Cody Rhodes would understand that. And they realize, Daniel Bryan's a generational talent. You don't get a lot of Daniel Bryans. And
right.
If you have a chance to scoop him up, and then you get Bryan versus Hangman or Kenny Omega, there's a lot of avenues you can go with Daniel Bryan.
Well, yeah, and he could do the same thing that John Moxley's doing, and he just has a list of wrestlers he wants to face,
yep.
And it doesn't matter what promotion they're at, he's going to go face them.
AEW gives these wrestlers way more freedom. Why wouldn't you want to do it? WWE is, this is it, this is what you do, and you're going to fight this guy for 3 straight months.
Right? This is a program.
Now, I'm going to go on Impact. I'm going to fight someone over there quick. I'll be right back. It's pretty sweet.
Right, exactly. But so we traded Daniel Bryan for Eva Marie. She's coming back. We're getting the Eva-Lution. I hope this is more of her being a manager of a faction more than it is her coming back as a wrestler.
Yeah, I don't need another woman in this division until they start actually using the other women properly.
Right.
And they can't say, well, they just aren't good enough. They're good enough, and they're all better than Eva. She's a fine manager. She's got the personality that people could hate. She would be fine being a manager. It's okay.
It's positive, though, that at least in this pay-per-view, the entire TV time for women wasn't just completely consumed by Alexa Bliss, because we saw no tomfoolery from Alexa Bliss or The Fiend at all tonight.
Which is fine. I don't even know where The Fiend is. Do they have a plan? It's almost like they wrote themselves in a corner with that angle.
So I've read some things online. Again, you can only believe so much of it, but I guess he showed up for Mania not in the best condition after everything that happened with Luke Harper. After they did some things backstage, it didn't look so well, so they decided to change the ending to WrestleMania completely, and that's how we got the ending we did. And now Bray Wyatt's going to be taken off the air for some time until he can, recover from this. It sucks if that's the case. You want nothing but the best for the guy.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I did see Sasha Banks kind of tweet at Alexa Bliss, and Alexa Bliss said something like, come and play on my playground, and Sasha Banks said, let me in, and I'm just like, wait, are they going to do an angle? Because
I'd be fine with that.
That would be cool.
If Bray Wyatt needs an extended time off, that's fine. If creative thinks they can do something with Alexa Bliss and continue this storyline, I'm all about it too.
Absolutely.
But let's get into the actual pay-per-view. It's WrestleMania Backlash, I guess. The kickoff show is Sheamus. He holds a open challenge, which Ricochet comes out just to get his head kicked off. It was an alright match. They might be setting up something in the future with them, with Ricochet trying to put his jacket back on.
Yeah. Like, he just got owned, and then he took his hat, and it's just like that scene from Can't Hardly Wait. Like, he's like, I got it, and he throws it into the audience. Like, he just got owned, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, it just sucks Ricochet has fallen so far down the card that, like, he's almost a nobody. Like, he's almost become a jobber, and it isn't to the fault of his. It's to the fault of the writing.
And how stupid of WWE. You already know that Retribution is a failed thing. Why not have used whatever you had left to at least put somebody over? And to use the whole thing just to put either Mustafa or Ricochet over would have been great. What a failed opportunity there.
Yeah, there was. Oh my God. They failed so hard. Mustafa was like doing his promos, and you just kind of sit there and you're like, what?
I was willing to watch and be a viewer as long as that meant that there was going to be some comeuppance for either Ricochet or Mustafa.
There was nothing. Like, it was just blah.
So next we'll get into the actual pay-per-view. The first match of the night is the Raw Women's Triple Threat match. It's the champion, Rhea Ripley. She takes on Asuka and Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair dressed up like Cruella de Vil, which I thought was pretty good. A nice way to just embrace being a heel.
Fun fact, my fiance did not watch wrestling. I walk out to the living room, and she's watching the live-action 101 Dalmatians. I was just like, did you know the lady
universe,
in there
man,
dressed as Cruella de Vil? She goes, no, I've just never seen this movie. My head just went like... The match was good. It was a good match. Asuka is the Braun Strowman of the women's division.
Hey, let's not spoil it.
Let's be real. But, like, she was in there to take the pin, so you didn't have to hurt Rhea Ripley or Charlotte Flair by taking the pin. The ending was weird. They had to explain that Charlotte fell off the apron.
Because we didn't see it.
Yeah, because she just kicks her and then is gone. Like,
yeah.
And I've seen wrestlers climb back into the ring so fast. So, like, how far did she fall? Like, did she get kicked to the back room and then just finally, like, walked out all like, oh, there's a match?
Because Charlotte looks like an idiot at the end here.
Yeah,
the match
really
itself
dumb.
was great. I love the timing. Like, everything was down perfectly. This was the first of 3 times we get to see a double suplex happen.
Oh, yeah, they love the suplex at Backlash.
The finish is that, like, Rhea gets in there to get the win on Asuka. Charlotte's clearly standing on the apron. She jumps off the apron. Rhea gets the pin, and then Charlotte's like, haha, gotcha.
And then, like, Charlotte's just standing there, and she points at her. That's not it, Charlotte. That's not the sign. That's Rhea. That ain't it. Don't point.
So it's obviously going to be, I mean, this whole pay-per-view, I think, was just to transition everything to set up for Hell in the Cell, which is going to be the next pay-per-view.
Just call it Backlash, though.
I know. So it's going to be at Hell in the Cell. It's going to be probably Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte. Asuka probably take it off TV just cause.
Which is fine. She's been around and she needs a break. Give her a rest. Get someone else in there for a little bit.
Well, who else would you get in there?
I would do... God, I don't know. I guess it's Raw, so I don't even know who all the women are on Raw.
I thought you'd feel the glow.
No, absolutely not. I'm sorry, no. God, no. No glow.
Next, it is Rey Mysterio versus the tag champions, the Dirty Dogs. Dominic gets injured earlier because they attacked him backstage. The Dirty Dogs did more to Mysterio in the match, him just taking him on by himself, than the Dirty Dogs did to Dominic backstage. And it takes Dominic like 15 minutes to get out there.
All they did was take an IKEA couch and drop it on him.
Yeah, it's the bubble wrap around it.
You're fine. That couch was super light. You could tell by the way they were moving it. You're fine, right? Dom. Like, why didn't they just do a straight up tag match? Like, why did Dominic have to be hurt before then? And then when you saw it, you're just like, well, the Mysterios are winning. Like, you could see the writing on the wall. I'm just like, this is dumb. It diminishes the fact that, like, the Dirty Dogs did tag team moves, they have a tag team name, and they lost the belt already. Like, and they're like, oh, they had it for 100 days, which I had no idea. I had no idea who the SmackDown Tag Team Champs were. I have no idea who the Raw Tag Team Champs are. That's how bad the tag division is. I cannot tell you off the top of my head who had the belts, because they don't care.
Why not put more focus into getting Dominic over, unless, like, WWE is just not confident in his in-ring abilities right now. And that's why they're just like, you know what, let Mysterio just run loose for a little bit, have Bobby and Dolph just sell, and there you go.
it was all right. Like I said, the tag moves that the Dirty Dogs did were great. Like, I liked them.
Right.
Like, that Faymaster move, I was like, that's awesome. How is that not a win? That's a cool move.
Why was this not done at WrestleMania?
Right?
Like, this would have been such a bigger, momentous moment with a crowd there being able to feed off of that. That's what I think made this so unmomentous, is because it was in an empty room with a bunch of monitors.
Yeah, you had the first time ever father-son tag team, and all they had were terrible Skype and Zoom calls in the background.
I mean, are we counting this as WrestleMania?
Yeah,
Night
like
3?
I'm not sitting there going like, ooh, wow, what a WrestleMania moment. No, it wasn't a WrestleMania moment. It was a Backlash moment.
Right, and I can't get past that because WWE can't get past that.
Nope, and WWE wants us to like really go crazy, but I'm like, I'm sorry. You didn't put it on the biggest stage, the show of shows with fans. If fans were there, it probably would have felt a little cooler. Like how Belair and Banks faced off in the ring. That was cool. Like, you had a fight feel to it, but then you could also see the emotion of like where those two made it in the card. Where we just got Rey Mysterio and the same storyline of, oh my god, his son, he's not hurt, he's coming out to help him. Oh, he gets the pin. Oh, the Mysterios win. And nobody saw it coming. Yeah, we all saw it coming. We all saw it coming.
That would have been a great opener match for either night of WrestleMania, especially night 2, because it was such a slumber fest.
Yeah, like you had all those slow moving matches. Like, why wouldn't you just put it on there? I'm sorry, you couldn't fit the tag title. This is why there should be only one belt. Oh, it's AJ and Almost. That's who has it. This is why you should only have one tag team, because it doesn't matter. And you just basically said the Raw one matters, this one doesn't.
Exactly. So next we're getting on to a zombie-fied lumberjack match. It's Damian Priest versus The Miz, but
Drip,
Johnny
drip.
Drip Drip steals the show.
Johnny Drip Drip was hilarious. What is WWE's angle? I was thinking about this. So you're promoting this movie about zombies, right? And so you're telling me that you have a bunch of zombies in a room, and you've trained them well enough, because you're already going balls to the wall saying there are zombies that are real, right? Like, they're on the show, so you're already pandering that we're stupid. Then you train the zombies well enough to not get in the ring. They just sit there and grab, and it's like, no, a zombie would figure it out. Like, you've seen zombie movies. They would roll in, they crawl in, but nope. And then, on top of it, you're supposed to have Miz and Damian Priest act scared around him, like, oh my god, what are they going to do, bite me?
Right.
Then on top of it, Morrison gets eaten, so he gets pulled behind a barricade, and us as the audience are supposed to be like, well, he's dead, he's gone forever, right? Kind of like Bray Wyatt and The Fiend, but the only, like with The Fiend, he had these psychological and superpowers or whatever. Like, these are the things that are just so stupid and moronic. Just be like, yeah, we have wrestlers dressed as zombies. Like, just do that instead.
Right.
Instead of actually trying to make us believe there are real zombies and the Miz got gutted. Like, right in the middle of the ring.
It didn't bother me as much as I think, like, it did, like, people on the internet, because, like, I could literally see them doing a zombified lumberjack match in any era of the WWF or WWE.
You can.
You know, from the 70s on up, you could have easily seen this anywhere. And so, for me to hear things from reports saying that they thought that the Blood and Guts match from AEW set back wrestling 30 years.
Right?
And then
you flex on them with this? Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, WWE, you're an idiot. Like, you cannot say that match set wrestling back when you have fake zombies eating your wrestlers.
Right.
Or Bray Wyatt being set on fire in the middle of the ring and coming back to life and getting a laser that basically enhances him back to normal in Blood and Guts set wrestling back.
But dude, they got me there now because I'm watching Raw because I want to know how Miz and Morrison get brought back, right? Like, or is this just done?
Yeah, like, are they just going to be like,
Are
yeah,
they
so
dead?
anyway,
RIP?
so we lost the match and God, I got all this zombie makeup on me. Like, what do you do to come back from this?
Right. Damian Priest wins. Before we move on to the next match, in case they are dead, just a moment of silence. Okay, that's enough. We'll move on to the SmackDown Women's Championship match. It's Belair versus Bayley.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a good match. Bayley and Belair have pretty good chemistry. Belair's really good. There isn't really a lot to cover. We knew Belair wasn't going to lose the belt yet.
Right. I mean, and I think we knew going in that this card was actually a pretty good card. It wasn't, they didn't set it up the well, but they've really been stumbling their feet with like, here's a really good card, and we're just really going to fuck up how we got to it.
Yeah.
it was going to be solid matches, but fucked up endings. And that's kind of been the theme the whole night, because this was a really good match. I love this. Bayley being a heel and Bianca really pushing to be the face. It just worked. Like, this is just old school chemistry wrestling right here between a face and a heel. But just that finish just knocks out the wind of all of it.
Unless you have, like, the big card of, a Mania, a Rumble, a Survivor Series. Hell, I would say Money in the Bank is probably
I'm sorry. Don't you mean WrestleMania Survivor Series?
WrestleMania
Rumble?
The WrestleMania Survivor Series cut could have, like, bigger matches. The WrestleMania Money in the Bank matches and stuff. They like
it's really hard.
the bigger I can't say it all. The bigger pay-per-views have better finishes. Then you get these ones like WrestleMania Backlash and WrestleMania Hell in the Cell that are just like these little placeholder pay-per-views. And that's why people don't really care to watch them or go into them with the intentions of, wow, Bayley's gonna win. No, like, we know she's not winning. Like, you have set it up so predictable. The sloppy finish, like, I get it. They wanted to have her use her hair because Bayley tried to use her, and they countered it. That's a lot to put on a wrestler to try to do all that in a ring and while flailing to hold that and pin. And yeah, mistakes happen. Bayley got out of it, and she kicked out of the thing, but instead of WWE announcing it or addressing it, they just cut the camera away and move on. And they're like, whatever, it's over.
This is the finish we want. This is the finish we wrote. There's no way we can organically do anything with what that finish just was.
Exactly. And these wrestlers are smart enough to be like, hey, it didn't work. And then, like, you could maybe throw her into the ropes and then use your hair as, like, a clothesline or something to, like, make something up.
Even the simplest fix would be now Friday SmackDown, the main event is going to be that match again. Just to correct it. And then you get the finish you wanted.
So, is it weird that I'm kind of predicting, like, there's going to be a hair versus hair match between Bayley and Bianca?
I've been seeing that too, and I
think Bayley would do it. The back of her head. I really honestly believe Bayley would just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna shave my head.
I hope they hold it off at least till like SummerSlam or something like that.
Yeah, like, I think that would be super cool, and the ramifications of Bianca Belair losing her hair would be nuts, and that would get people to be like, oh, okay, like, this is a big match.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so Bianca wins with the weird roll up. She retains. I kind of would like to see next that if they have a match at Hell in a Cell, I'd like a triple threat between Bayley, Banks, and Belair.
That'd be cool.
That would be the next stepping stone, I would think.
It'd be neat. I'd be down with that.
You don't have to keep pushing the whole friend-enemy thing with Bayley and Banks anymore. They're competitors.
Yep.
Next, it is a triple threat match. It is for the WWE Championship. It is the champion Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman. Man, what a match. What a bunch of big guys just having a big old hootenanny.
Dude, I liked it. I'm not a big guy wrestler fan, like, usually because they're slow and lumbering and they don't do much, but dude, Braun Strowman took some bumps. He did the moonsault off the side.
Off the apron?
Yeah, that senton, that was hilarious. Bobby Lashley spinebustering or whatever that move is that he did to Braun, and then Drew McIntyre Falcon arrowing. I was just like, oh my god, Drew McIntyre is a freak.
Dude, it just looked like a bunch of cruiserweights were just in a really small ring.
Yeah, it was sweet. Like, McIntyre gets thrown through the table, and then they get up to the top of the ramp, and Drew McIntyre is fighting Lashley, and he slams him into the electrical board, and then he's like, you know what you need to feel? And Bobby Lashley's like, what? And he goes, feel the glow. Bring it to the floor. And then he takes Lashley and throws him through the electrical. The sparks fly. Naomi is out on the ring too in her entrance because she doesn't know where the glow's at.
Well, were they sparks or was it just like snap, crackle, pop?
It might have been. Done? It might have been. You knew Braun Strowman was taking the pin.
I think that's the worst part, like, is we just saw this happen with Asuka.
Yeah,
and now we have to see it again with Braun. Like, you can't do the same finish twice with these just being transition people to continue the feud between the two people you want it to be between.
They do this all the time. Like, I want Edge, Daniel Bryan, and Roman Reigns. All three of those guys had a legit reason on why they should be the title holder. And, like, you believed, like, you had no idea who was going to win it. I mean, obviously we kind of thought Roman Reigns was going to keep it, but like, you could see Edge winning it. You could see Daniel Bryan winning it. But like with this one, it's just like you are billing Bobby Lashley. You're not going to have him drop it already to Drew McIntyre again. He just held the belt forever. You're not going to have Braun Strowman win it either. Like you could tell like that wasn't going to happen. And you're having the almighty era, which good. Bobby Lashley should be a long title holder. He is great. But my God, it would be so much cooler if the Hurt Business was in.
Or also, like, this match maybe didn't need Drew McIntyre. I would have loved to have seen just Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman. You know, even if Braun lost, I would have loved to have seen those two just go at it for the title. Like, you've said it before, but it's just 50-50 booking with Braun. And I think it's turned into 40-60 now.
Oh, yeah, it's getting worse. Like, it's definitely getting worse with how you can't get behind Braun Strowman anymore. Like, you just can't. You know he is just a placeholder. He's just, like, the guy that you need to take a pin, do a big spot, do some things that'll make the kids go, wow, he's super big and strong, but he'll never be a champion. Like, he's been champion, but he's only been a champion for, like, what, a month?
Well, he's still got that ugly Saudi Arabia belt that he gets to go home to every night.
It's a good belt.
Cool. Yeah, so I predict that Braun Strowman's next big victory will be a celebrity in his corner as his tag team partner.
I think so, too. I did mention the fact, I'm like, why don't you just put Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman together and have them be the tag champions?
See, I thought you should have put Heavy Machinery and Braun Strowman together. I think Otis and Tucker and Braun, all three together, would have been a hilarious stable.
Would have been a hilarious stable, but they could have been taken serious, too.
Yeah, absolutely, because they're a powerhouse.
Yeah, but remember, Heavy Machinery, that was too good of a tag team to keep together, so they had to break that up. That was getting in the way
fire one of them.
That was getting in the way of making wrestling good.
That was ruining Mandy Rose's push.
Yeah, will you stop being good, Heavy Machinery? You're the comic relief. That's it, we're breaking you up. Well, yeah, but I'm Otis.
Then he just worms his way out of the office.
Otis is back to being a tag team with someone he was not a tag partner with.
Right? Poor Chad Gable.
You could do Braun Strowman and Heavy Machinery. That would have been smart. No, imagine if, like, Drew and him, like, became the tag champs and they did a unified belt with everyone and you had, like, almost an AJ and the Mysterios in a triple threat unified tag team champions, and those two like get it, and like you call them like the Scottish Monsters or something, you know, like just do something with the tag belts.
Yeah, any kind of improvement is much welcomed right now.
God, I keep going back to the tag belts, and I'm just like, bleh.
At least we didn't rag on the women's division as much this episode.
They didn't give us a lot of opportunities to, like they actually let the women do stuff.
Yeah,
like,
they were good, solid matches.
We didn't have Tamina and Natty, which I'm glad they did that.
Congratulations to Tamina, by the way, everybody. Congratulations, 10 years, her first championship, and it's a tag belt with Natty.
Neat.
They'll be losing it tonight on Raw.
Yeah.
It's the main event. It's the Universal Championship match. It's Roman Reigns versus Cesaro. Congratulations to Cesaro for finally main eventing WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Backlash.
Big WrestleMania moment for Cesaro right there. That match was even bigger than his other match at WrestleMania. Like, he performed twice at WrestleMania. Like, I guess a lot of people did, you know. But Cesaro's second Mania moment was beautiful. It was good. Like, we've grown to know that Roman is now that, like, guy who slows stuff down and gets all cocky and then out of nowhere throws, like, this huge power move.
I was surprised we didn't get to see Cesaro do his swing or his helicopter. Like, I thought he'd be doing some of that shit with Roman, but nope. I really saw this match as Roman just beating the shit out of Cesaro. This was, to me, I saw this as one-sided. Roman really just beat the hell out of Cesaro. They made him look like he tweaked his elbow because he fell out of the ring, as if this is the first time Cesaro's ever fallen out of the ring, and so he can't use his like left arm for most of the match, and Roman just obliterates him.
It was one-sided, but if you want at the head of the table, like, you want Roman to be this monster, like, this makes sense. Cesaro did break out of some, you know, guillotine. He didn't go right out with the guillotine. Like, he broke out, he slammed him down. Roman went right back to it. He broke out again. Roman went back to it. Like, I thought the way that it ended, one, it was crazy that it was clean. Like, there was no interference or anything like that. Like, for it being clean, I was just like, wow, they let Cesaro lose clean. But I don't think he looked weak in doing it. I feel like he almost got him a couple times. Like, he broke out of things, so Cesaro didn't get billed as this weakling, but he just needs, like, a mouthpiece. Like, not his actual mouth guard. I'm saying, like, he needs someone like a Paul Heyman, but not Paul Heyman because we tried that. He needs a person next to him doing a lot of his talking and backing it up. You know, like, it's okay, but he should be this sharp-dressed guy. And hell, put Eva with him.
Eva Marie would actually make sense because she can get heat for Cesaro.
Exactly.
Cesaro is talented in the ring. Him having to do the whole thing where he wakes up from being knocked out is just comical to me. Like, I can't agree with you on this one. Like, I just felt like he just looked like such a doofus by the end of this match.
Well, no, that part was fine.
Then I don't know if, like, after the match, they just got onto the speakerphone backstage and said, if anyone has grievances with Cesaro, now is the time to come to the ring. Because one of the Usos and then Seth Rollins come out to just beat the shit out of Cesaro.
Yeah, so the aftermath of it was where I was just kind of like, huh. For some reason, J. Jimmy, whatever one, comes out and beats him up. And the other J. Jimmy doesn't do anything, even though he's been walking around the back saying, I'm nobody's bitch.
Did he leave?
I know, like, he's just like, I think Cesaro's gonna win. But I'm gonna peace out. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't even want to watch it. Like, what's going on there? Then Seth Rollins comes out and smiles at Reigns and then goes after Cesaro again. It's fine, Seth Rollins went after Cesaro, but, like, I don't like how he looked at Reigns and didn't do anything to Reigns. I would have been fine if he would have just took Cesaro out, and as he's, like, holding a chair and Cesaro's, like, outside the ring, Reigns just turns his back to walk away like, whatever, man, you can handle it. And Rollins just goes ham on him, too. Why not do something like that? I'm okay with the triple threat between all three of these guys.
The only problem I have right now is that if Rollins will end up coming out face, whether he wins or loses in that feud, and I kind of want Rollins and Roman are both doing great right now as heels. If anything, I'd like to see Rollins maybe start collecting some people for his own, like, Messiah thing. Like, if it'd be awesome if it was Murphy and the Authors of Pain with Rollins right now, and you had them butting heads with Roman and his family, I think that's awesome because it's two heel factions that hate each other.
Yeah.
But Rollins by himself, I think it's gonna ruin what he's got going on right now. Maybe they just need to wait more time. I think it's stupid that he's gonna feud with Cesaro because obviously Rollins is gonna win this match against Cesaro because everyone's beating the shit out of Cesaro right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's that obvious. I think Cesaro could still win that one. I don't think.
I mean, he obviously beat him at Mania.
Yeah, so I don't think it's as written on the wall that Cesaro is toast, but I think Hell in a Cell, it's going to be a triple threat between all three. And then I think, like, the Usos will try, and maybe that's when Jay tries to back up, or Jimmy, whatever one. The one that isn't the bitch.
What I would like to see with Roman Reigns right now is at Hell in a Cell, he should face, I think it's Jimmy, the brother that's out of line right now. He should beat him. The Rock should show up, and Roman should lose to The Rock at SummerSlam.
That'd be cool.
And because then Roman can win again, win the title back from The Rock. But I think that's how they should be setting up Roman's ascension into his own family, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be on board with that. That would actually be a smart way to bring The Rock back.
So what would you grade WrestleMania, the Backlash cut?
I'd probably give it like a C+.
Same.
Yeah, you know, like, it wasn't horrible. It just felt like a SmackDown or a Raw. Like, there wasn't really anything jaw-dropping, except for maybe the three big men going at it. But, like, everything else was just, like, to script. And, you know, if you've been watching SmackDown, like, that Raw, or the Cesaro and Reigns match could have been on SmackDown the way SmackDown's going.
This match easily could have been, like, a B+ if it wasn't for finishes. Like, there was both women's matches, I think, were solid. The triple threat match and Cesaro versus Roman had some great storytelling in them, but all of them I'm not even upset with who won matches. It's just how you executed them.
Yeah, and the whole thing that they're trying to promote Damian Priest and he gets put into some, like, comical zombie match. Like,
right.
That's booking that does not make a superstar. That's booking that makes him into a mid-tier guy that nobody is really going to care about.
Right, because what's next for him? His first match was with a celebrity, now it's with zombies. If his next match at Hell in a Cell is an animated match, I wouldn't be surprised.
The church preacher fight. with Damian Priest. We just need better writing to bring stars into form instead of this like little mediocre thing. Like, I don't think Damian Priest is bad, but right now it's really hard to kind of get behind him because I'm just like, doesn't feel like a star to me. It just kind of feels like a mid-tier guy. He's good, but I don't see WWE champion yet.
Right. And the other thing with the Backlash is if you're advertising it as WrestleMania Backlash, why the fuck are we in the Thunderdome?
Exactly. Like, that was the thing me and you both were thinking. You had WrestleMania with fans, and then you go back to the digital Zoom call, and it's so hard to watch with the fake crowd being pumped in, the fake chants, all that crap. I will say it's better than nobody.
Yeah, it's better than the first WrestleMania that they had.
Yeah, like, I don't like it. At least NXT has, like, their backstage people or the lower tier people on the side pounding on the glass. Like, you get more of a realistic feel with them, along with the screens, but their screens are set up higher, so they aren't right behind the ring, and you don't get like that backlight hitting you in the face while you're watching the match. You have like a kind of like a dark setting.
I still think AEW has the best setup with the outdoor arena, and you have the same as NXT. You have just your roster out there pumping in as the crowd. I think that is so far has been the most enjoyable formula so far for the pandemic.
Well, and the other thing too is you can use the crowd to your advantage to start feuds, which is what AEW has done. Like, they've been having wrestlers cheer on a match and then talking crap to the other one, and then next thing you know, there's a match set up for next week. I just don't want to see the digital people standing still, their screens glitching out.
Oh yeah. It's distracting. There's been multiple times we were watching the match together. I'm like, oh man, what a spine buster. And I hear Pete just go, you see that guy over there with a spoon? What the fuck's up with the guy with a spoon?
Why is that guy just sitting in front of his steps? Like, what is this?
So Pete, who is your dud of the week?
Oh, my dud of the week. It would have to kind of be Adnan Virk, the announcer for Raw. I still just think about SportsCenter or ESPN things with him, and his energy is weird. I'm not saying Michael Cole is good, but like, I kind of don't like Michael Cole, but one thing Michael Cole knows how to do is keep his energy up or like bring it down. He like would randomly just yell, "Oh, Spider-Man! Oh my God!" and then go back to just talking really calm, and it was weird. It was almost like he was trying too hard. It didn't work.
And I'll give props to Pat Mack. He's actually not doing too bad on commentary.
Yeah.
The worst part of Pat Mack's commentary, Michael Cole.
I think so too. I think Pat McAfee is putting out some like good lines, and Michael Cole just like glosses over them sometimes.
But he just may not understand the references. I think if you had someone like a Tom Phillips out there or Byron Saxton, I think it would work better because then he'd understand their references more.
Oh yeah.
So for Dud of the Week, I'm gonna go with Cesaro. I don't know what else to add to the guy. Poor Cesaro. I hope they make up for it somehow on SmackDown. We'll see.
It's his first main event pay-per-view, and you say it's a
first WrestleMania main event.
A dud. You're the worst.
Yep, he is the dud.
You are the worst.
Such a dud. So, stud of the week, I'm going to go with Bobby Roode because I think he did an amazing job. He may have been the most enjoyable wrestler of the night.
Bobby Roode was killing it. Bobby Roode was having a grand old time. That's a good one. I am actually going to go with Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
The one thing that last night I was like, oh, wow, is when he just picked up Braun Strowman and body slammed him like he was a regular person. I'm just like, wow.
Dude, with no momentum at all.
No, he just did it. Nothing. And I'm like, wow, Drew is bigger than I thought. Like, he's huge.
And one thing I think Backlash really proved is that you have very talented people on your roster, WWE. You just keep getting in the way of your own success.
Yes, WWE. Let these people go. Quit writing them into terrible corners. TJ. Yeah, I know who's doing some matches nowadays.
All right, well, hey, that is the Full Nelson Press episode 101. If you enjoyed our witty banter on sports entertainment, search the Full Nelson Press on Instagram, Facebook. You can find us on Twitter at TFNP. Again, look for us on YouTube. Subscribe. We're on any podcast app. You can find me on Twitter at JohnnyJONNY_Tango and Pete here at MVP360. Pete, what you been playing? You been climbing that big Resident Evil lady?
Oh, okay, folks. I did beat Resident Evil 8. I already beat it. Frickin' amazing. And everyone's drooling over the lady.
We've been sharing some pretty raunchy memes.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, because here I am, Ethan, just walking through the woods, and I'm like, yo, Lady Demetrescu, can I get your number? And she's just like, no, hook. Boom. Like, and you're like, ew. There is a part, and if you don't don't play the game and you want to see a walkthrough, watch the house walkthrough with the puppet. It is the creepiest. Oh, it was so scary. It was an eerie, scary. When I beat it, I was still like shaking, and then Jody's like, we're gonna go out to the bars to eat. And I'm like, I gotta calm down. I'm so scared. It is awesome. I give it a 9 out of 10. That game is sweet.
Wow.
I liked it. It could have been a hair longer, like just a little.
I heard everyone's just like, beat it twice already. It's been 8 hours. I've had it.
You know, Resident Evil 4 was 16 hours, and I thought that game was a masterpiece. So, like, if you just add like another boss or something else to just get it up to that 14 to 16 hour range, I think that's a solid single player experience. Like, I don't think you need to go more than that. And it was great. I liked it.
I've been playing Red Dead. I want to beat it so I can start up Mass Effect the Legendary Edition, but I promised myself I wouldn't buy another game until I beat Red Dead.
You gotta beat it. Wait till the
I
end.
gotta do it.
Wait
do it.
till
I'm
the
enjoying
end.
it.
It's
So here's
beautiful.
where I'm at though. Like, I played a lot of Red Dead. I pretty much did all the side missions, killed all the legendary animals, did all the collectibles. All I have left is the campaign to do. So it just takes so long. Like, I did like 3 campaign missions Friday night, and that was my whole night.
Oh yeah, I got to the point where I did everything you did too, and I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I don't care. People were like, hey, Mr. Arthur, can you help me? I'm like, shot. Like, I don't have time for you. Get away from me. I have to go. I have to go this way. And then I don't want you coming back and asking me later, so I just kill the NPC off the screen. I'm like, good, you're done. Mission's over. I failed.
Well, hey, our next episode's going to be on AEW Double or Nothing, so that'll be entertaining. But hey, go watch some wrestling.
Yeah, I bet.
Thank you for listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.